Thanks very much. Hello everybody, my name's Dean Mohamedally. I'm the Business Development and Marketing Manager for the department. So my role is basically talking to big companies and getting them interested in our research, but also getting them to come up with student projects. These could be also internships. So we've got a great opportunity. We've currently got more interns at Cisco in the US than any other university in the world. We've got 21 interns, most of them are undergraduates. So these are penultimate year students who are actually at Cisco for a year, and it's a paid internship. They're getting paid very well as well, and they've got all their travel and accommodation provided. So Hewlett-Packard have also just announced they'd like to do that with us as well. So I'll be putting more details out about that, but that's actually aimed at the moment only at master's students. So I'd encourage you all to think about doing a master's. We've got this new 2-year MSc degree where the second year is spent entirely in industry, getting paid, and then essentially getting a job offer at the end if you do a good job. So I'd like to introduce you to a colleague of mine in computer science, Dr. Dean Mohamedally. We only met the other day, and it's amazing the number. He's a very persuasive guy because it's amazing the number of big companies who he's managed to get on board for this project. So he's got Microsoft Research, Nokia, Facebook. He's managed to get the NHS, that's the National Health Service in England, in case you're not aware, the Metropolitan Police, and a number of very large organisations involved. We've just been speaking to ARM, you know, the company who make most of the world's smartphones have got ARM components in, and they're very interested in this. They're actually going to donate some equipment as well. He's a very persuasive guy. He's got a real vision for how, as students, you can get more involved in projects which are really relevant for industry, and actually how you can be entrepreneurial as well, and maybe even one day start up your own company based on some of the work that you're going to be doing. So I'd like to hand over to Dean to explain a bit more. And the other exciting thing is you're going to be able to combine your expertise at hardware with the expertise of some of our computer science students just down the corridor in the other department. So Dean, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you for this very gracious welcome. Didn't expect to see so many of you, but very happy to talk to all of you. Okay, so my name is Dr. Dean Mohamedally, and I'm the Senior Teaching Fellow for Programming in the Department of Computer Science. I have 510 students in CS. I cover all of the main year groups and master's courses with regards to programming subjects. And my remit in teaching programming is not just to learn the principles and theory, the background of how to program systems, but rather how to make usable systems, how to make robust systems, systems that can scale, and most importantly, systems that will be used in industry, right? The emphasis that I have really comes from my own personal background. When I was an intern, my first job, I was working at Philips Research Labs, which was in Red Hill. And as a computer scientist, software engineer, I got the opportunity to work with very large electrical engineering teams and other teams on their product lines. I got to see firsthand how they construct concrete prototypes, what they call proof of concept designs, POCs, and how they make the pitch to management to make them become real-world actual entities. I was on the on the project that led to the Flat TV project. That was in the 98, 97, and from there we created a form of Java, which was called Multimedia Home Platform Java. It was essentially an embedded form of Java that you could put on a microcontroller and control several different hardware instances that were not meant for PCs. They ported it to a set-top box platform. The chip was called Trimedia. What evolved from that MHP specification is now what you know as Blu-ray disc Java. So the ability to control every Java platform through Blu-ray, every Blu-ray player on the planet, actually has a little bit of our code as part of its system. From that, the idea that you would integrate with management teams, electrical engineering teams, computer science teams, they all have their own influence and exposure that they would want to bring in to make the product become realized. There's a lot more of you, yeah? So I wanted to start off by introducing you to this photograph. Okay, there's some pretty well-known giants in this photograph. I don't know if you can see at the back, the names at the bottom. But we have people like Planck, Madame Curie, Lorentz, Einstein in the center, you can't mistake him. You've got Broglie, Bohr, Schrödinger. There's a lot of great scientists that took part in this meeting, and this meeting was essentially a culmination to do with quantum physics, the birth of quantum physics, but also to get these minds to think alike, to bring their own interests and to harness it to form specifications, methodologies, and best practices for the distribution of physics notes, and future academic reinforcement. So this is the Solvay conference in 1927. The reason why I'm showing you this picture is literally the coming together of management science, electrical engineering, computer science. We all have our own aspects and influence and interests, but when we come together, we need to find out how it is that we can merge these interests. So the course that I'm currently teaching for my second years is Systems Engineering. The course module is Comp 2013 and Comp 2014. And this module, with Dr. Graham Roberts, who's the Director of Studies for Computer Science, Dr. Lorna Wall, who was previously on the PlayStation team at Sony, and Dr. Simon Julian, who specializes in virtual environments and computer graphics, we came together and we said, well, we have this integrated engineering program forming. And the students have a particular motivation for tweaking things. They like gadgets, they like to break things and explore. But they can only do things really from the software engineering discipline, whereas all of you guys, you're electrical engineers, you know how to make the really tweaky things tweaky. And how to combine the efforts of software engineering with electrical engineering, what else can we do with this? I met with Professor Richard Pettinger, who is the director for several management science and innovation courses, and they said, well, hang on a minute, if we're going to build some prototypes, why don't we put them on Kickstarter? Why don't we actually make products? Why don't we actually use our combined efforts to make things that will become shippable? We then started considering, well, hang on, if we go to mechanical engineering and UCL chemistry and material sciences, looking at the cutting edge across UCL's board, what students have an interest in, there's a lot that we can pull together. And finally, the keys to this is actually UCL Slade School of Arts and the Royal College of Arts. Because at the end of the day, we come up with theories, we come up with models, and we build, but to have that sci-fi vision, the thing of what exists in the world and what doesn't yet exist in the world, what could we do to make a change in the world? Well, you need some creative aspects to come in on board, to visualize, to come in and say, well, these are new constructs that we can model. This is something fantastical, and we want to create something completely new. So these are the sponsors that we have for this year's course in Comp 2013 and Comp 2014. And as part of our outreach to electrical engineering and mechanical engineering, it's especially quite well heartening to see that, for the Fleming Society, for you to be able to come on board and to all of you be sponsored by these companies directly, to work with these companies from day one for 1 year, that we will put you on projects that our CS students and the EE students can work combined, and to develop platforms that will get launched by next year April. That is the remit of these companies. All right? So they've come to us with specific project specifications, and we'll be opening up a lot more project specifications to be, as the year goes on. But we just had a conference call with ARM, and they are very happy to sponsor this as a competition, as a challenge, and to fund the hardware. Right? So all of the platforms that you're about to see, we have the hardware, we have the so this is the Internet of Things competition that will be on October 30th?
October 30th, between 2:30 and 4:30 is going to be the launch of the ARM competition. There's going to be up to £5,000 prize money for the best product, essentially, that's designed. And it's going to be judged by people from ARM and people from UCL.
Yeah. But most importantly is that all of those companies will be on your CVs. Yeah? This is for you to be able to show what you're capable of in creating something new with the theories that you've been learning, and to make something practical that needs to be deployed.